Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm your host, Alex. Today is May 8th, 2025. We're looking at an insightful ICLR conference paper towards a complete logical framework for GNN expressiveness, published about 3.5 months ago on January 22nd. This paper tackles a key challenge, understanding the expressive power of graph neural networks, or GNNs. Expressive power essentially means what kinds of patterns these GNNs can actually detect. GNNs are AI models for graph-structured data, like social networks. So this paper proposes a new logical framework to systematically understand what these GNNs can truly learn. Alright, to visualize this, Figure 1 shows how their framework operates. Part A depicts an example of what they call a General Aggregate Combined Neural Network, or GACNN. This GACNN model is their standardized way to represent graph neural network operations using combine and aggregate steps. Next, Part B illustrates the, quote, equivalent logic sets. An equivalent logic set is a collection of statements using first-order logic with counting quantifiers. This specific logic allows for precise descriptions of graph patterns the GACNN can identify. Finally, Part C shows the overall structure of these logic sets, independent of layer count, representing the GNN's complete expressive capability. Building on that idea of equivalent logic sets, Figure 2 provides some visual intuition. Okay, Parts A through D illustrate how specific logical formulas, which are those precise descriptions of graph patterns, correspond to the behaviors of graph neural networks. Then, Parts E and F delve into constructing what's termed quote, homogeneous expressivity. This homogeneous expressivity essentially measures how well a graph neural network can identify specific subgraph structures. For instance, Part F shows patterns recognizable by two GNNs, which are a particular class of graph neural networks known for their strong expressive capabilities. Okay, so this table, Table 1, presents results on node classification. Node classification is essentially assigning a category to each item, or node, in a graph. We see different graph neural network algorithms, including message-passing neural networks, or MPNNs, which work by exchanging information between connected nodes, alongside subgraph-based graph neural networks and two GNNs. Their performance is tested on recognizing patterns from three logical formulas, phi1, phi2, and phi3, examples of first-order logic with counting quantifiers. These scores then demonstrate how well these models learn and generalize, supporting the framework's predictions about their expressive power. Alright, moving on from node classification. Table 2 here shifts the focus to link prediction, which is about predicting if a connection or link might exist between two items in the graph. We're again looking at algorithms like message-passing neural networks, alongside NBFNet, another graph neural network architecture, and the two GNNs. Their ability to predict links is tested against two logical formulas, phi1 and phi2. For phi1, all models perform perfectly. But for phi2, especially on the test larger dataset, the message-passing neural networks show a notable drop in performance, while NBFNet and two GNNs maintain perfect scores, underlining their superior capability for these more complex relational patterns. Now, to visualize the kinds of structural distinctions that test these capabilities, Figure 3 presents several illustrative graph pairs. We see simpler shapes on the left, like a triangle and a square, and then more complex grid-like structures on the right. These examples really emphasize the challenge graph neural networks face in telling different graph patterns apart. And that's precisely what the logical framework, using first-order logic with counting quantifiers, aims to clarify by defining exactly which types of graph neural networks can distinguish which patterns. Following those visual examples, Table 3 now quantifies this, what's called separation power. This table shows how well different graph neural network models, message-passing neural networks, subgraph-based graph neural networks, two GNNs, and another called SEAL, can distinguish between very specific, tricky graph structures. We see for two regular graphs, message-passing neural networks fail, but the others succeed. Then, for the even more complex Shirkonde and Rook's 4x4 graphs, only SEAL manages to tell them apart. This really highlights the different levels of expressive power predicted by the logical framework. So these varying levels of separation power we've discussed really highlight the main point. This research provides a unified way, using logical formulas, specifically first-order logic with counting quantifiers, to explain why some graph neural networks, like message-passing neural networks, are more limited than, say, 2F GNNs in recognizing certain patterns. This logical view also connects to other measures, like homomorphism expressivity, which is about a model's skill in finding specific subgraph patterns, and it relates to the Weisfeiler-Lehmann test, a benchmark for telling graphs apart. Ultimately, it offers a clear quantitative tool for understanding what graph neural networks can truly see. That's all for this AI Research Roundup. Thanks for listening.